So we see here the same four areas of energy consumption or energy demand on the left. And again, we see that residential and commercial buildings are consuming about 41% of our total energy demanded for the United States. If I want to just look at the residential area, I can break that down into the way that we use the energy. And as of 2009, a large share of energy was tied to space heating. All right, and a relatively small percentage within the entire United States was then linked with electricity used for air conditioning and refrigeration. So we have 30% of our energy tied into lighting, tied into appliances. These are our televisions, our modems, our coffee makers, as well as all of our lighting for our homes. And then another 18% goes into keeping water hot. Of those different segments of how energy is used in homes, I want to point out that a large share of that energy is being put in by natural gas, about 50% right now, whereas about 40% is electricity. So really we're looking at two very dominant players in energy supply in residential homes, natural gas and electricity. That's not to say that we don't know of homes that use fuel oil, or in this region actually fuels that heat homes using combustion of coal even is still possible. If I go beyond the energy use in homes and I dial out to this global scale, I actually plotted here the major energy producers from back in 2004. And the reason that I did this was so that we could also compare how things have changed as of 2011. So in 2004, the United States was the largest energy producer in the world. As of 2011, that has shifted, and right now you're looking at a flip between the United States and China. The same thing happens for China and the United States in terms of energy consumption. However, what we also see is a shift where India becomes the third largest consumer of energy, and where Brazil actually jumps as well to becoming another major consumer of energy, a larger consumer of energy than Canada. And these data are being drawn from this link up here under Yearbook Enter Data Energy Consumption. Let me see if I can bring that up. The website for that is right here, where we're seeing countries and the value of their energy consumption. All right. So going back and moving on, one of the things that I want you to keep in mind with energy use is that energy use is very strongly tied to population growth. So on a global scale, as we have increased in people from 1 billion people on the planet in 1850 to over 7 billion people on the planet in 2011, really what we're seeing is an increase in energy consumption as well. Because everybody has some basic needs for shelter, for food, for clean water that requires a net use of energy to accomplish those things. Now, on top of that, we're going to have people in developed countries, people who are living a much more luxurious life, an economic luxury in, say, the United States, Europe, where we're seeing people using a lot more energy than they need, in which case it's a luxury, and that is also driving energy consumption. But the world population growth is almost like this unstoppable aspect of energy demand that we need to be aware of.